It is time for our last game for the first block of the day, and after this there's only semifinals and grand finals left. And this game is going to be between MaddeLisk and Dash. Welcome back to the sofa. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I went over here pretty early and all, so it's all good.
You've been watching the other games?
Yeah, and not sure what Fuber was doing, but bro, come on.
What about you, MaddeLisk? Are you feeling any better today? Because I know you're feeling a bit ill yesterday.
Yeah, I still have a fever, but yeah. It's not too good, but I'm okay.
Okay, you're gonna like play anyway and just try to get it over with.
Yeah.
Yesterday, if I remember correctly, we saw you go pool first, and we saw all kinds of weird tactics from you. Can we expect like a solid macro game from you guys, or are you gonna keep on spicing it up?
I think
Please give us all your strategies.
We kind of respect each other as players, so we will not try to do anything too strange. But macro game, no. I don't think it's needed.
Let's look at your player facts and see if it says anything special. There we have MaddeLisk. Most insane win was a hatch first. Could you tell us about that?
What?
Most insane win was a hatch first in opponent's natural.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. It's really fun. So I just get the creep tumor out and they can never expand and I win.
Good times. All right, let's see Dash player facts. The red player. And yeah, well, you can read it for yourself. Would you care to explain?
I mean the girlfriend part?
Has won 1v1 mono battle despite rolling medevacs against Siege Tank.
All right, even better. That's actually a part of girlfrine part as well. Because
it is.
It was versus my girlfriend.
It feels like everything we do boils down to your girlfriend. We talk a lot about her.
Yeah, I think she deserves some attention and so on because she's always behind me with everything I do when I play and all that. So I like to mention her and just like, because she's a part of it as well, so.
Sounds really great. Okay, let's get on stage and choose maps, shall we? And I'll just get back to you, casters, and you can comment on it.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I'm Mr. Bergsample. I'm back here now with
SC Suede.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting here with the map picking here for the Terran versus Zerg, MaddeLisk versus Dash. What do you think, Robert? What's the map's going to be?
I actually don't know. These are two players that have played each other before, and the last time they met, they actually played on Antigua, Tal'Darim, and Cloud Kingdom. So, I mean, they are comfortable in both types of map, even though I have to agree with everyone saying that Tal'Darim is outdated. So I hope for some interesting choices. I spoke a little bit about the new maps with prOpDash earlier, but I think that he's going to stay inside of his comfort zone and pick more usual maps like Cloud Kingdom or Daybreak.
Yeah, so do you know anything about Dash's style? I just saw him in a TVP yesterday, and he went for some pretty strange starport factory shenanigans. Do you know anything about his style versus Zerg?
I don't. I believe she's quite the hyper-aggressive player, and as we see right now, they did video out the maps, with the Belshire Vestige being the first map that didn't make the cut, the second one being Entombed Valley, which I am completely understanding as a veto choice. Then we have Daybreak and Neoplant S, and the first map is...
It's going to be Ohana, followed by Cloud Kingdom, so two pretty small maps with quick rush distances there, and then last map is going to be Akelon Flats, so... Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, all in all, a good map pool. And I'm quite happy with it. I mean, Akelon Flats is really interesting. I haven't seen this kind of players play it out on Akelon Flats.
Yeah, it's quite a big map with a lot of bases and a lot of potential for a great macro game, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, if I were MaddeLisk, I would probably go for something like MaddeLisk's and just get into the main, kill some workers, then just go directly into the natural and kill some workers, and then you have a straight line with bases, so of course there's a third as well. And of course, I mean, MaddeLisk's plus workers, they love each other.
You can tell you're Zerg saying that. But the first two maps are going to be Ohana and Cloud Kingdom, so I would guess that has a lot of potential for some quick rushes or aggressive plays. And as we saw, prOpDash's style yesterday, I think it was quite unusual, almost cheesy, and I would actually hope something similar today.
Yeah.
Because I think the way he could beat MaddeLisk, who is a more accomplished player, more experienced, is to get her out of a comfort zone.
Yeah, and if we take a look at prOpDash's player card, we actually see that he has a lot of interesting facts. I mean, he has won a mono battle with Medivacs. And, I mean, either you're playing a really bad opponent or you're really good. And either way, if you're using Medivacs to win against siege tanks, that's really important. There we have MaddeLisk's playing card, and she can bench press an Hydra.
That's really impressive, actually.
I mean...
Not that Hydra is like really large, but it's still impressive.
Yeah, I mean, if she could have bench pressed an in control, would you believe that? That would have been really impressive.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't think she can.
Most insane win was hatch first in the opponent's natural. That's really interesting. Proxy hatch being such a valid strategy if it goes unscouted. I mean, if you get in there with a queen and some drones and just spine it up and spread a creep, it could be really fatal for your opponent.
Yeah, you can prevent the opponent's expansion for such a long time. And here we see our other player, prOpDash. And I think it's the Zlatan of the tournament. Does not have the arrogant attitude that he might have, that his lookalike might have. But yeah, I think he's going to go for some great games here. And the first map is going to be Ohana. It's quite a good map if you want to go for an 11-11 or an early rush of some sort.
Yeah, and I am honest, I'm kind of cheering for both players, mostly because I've talked much with prOpDash. He's a really stand-up guy, and MaddeLisk, she's a really, really pleasant person to be around, and she's Zerg. But, I mean, I don't want prOpDash to sleep outside tonight, and that's always something that you have to cheer for. I mean, if you care about someone, don't let them sleep outside.
It's generally a bad thing.
Yeah. And what is the first map now again? It was WCS...
Ohana.
Ohana, which means...
It means it's going to be quite short rush distances, as I said, so a big 1 or 2 base play is going to be quite good, but I don't think we're going to see anything like that. I would guess at least a 2 base push. Or you always have to think about the proxy 2-racks, which is pretty strong on this map. I have to say it's one of the best maps for it. So if Dash is going to go for it anytime during the series, I would guess it's going to be this game.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the map, when we get loaded in, it has an excellent area above the third, in the 4th base. That is actually excellent, puts proxy hatches. And let's get into the game now that it is loaded up. And in the top left corner, in the red trunks, we have our property player. Give it up for Dash.
Yeah, and there he is, the man with a beautiful shirt,
yeah.
I would say. And, yeah, his opponent, the blue Zerg, spawning in the bottom right, playing for Team Millennium, it's MaddeLisk.
And there we have, she looks really concentrated, and she is playing for Stockholm University, one of the only players to play from that school. Most of our players are actually from KTH.
Yeah, I've heard so too.
Yeah,
Seems
and...
like it.
I mean, I have to take a minute here and just admire our layout in the game. We have such a good production team, and I really want to just take a step back and just congratulate them on this excellent production and for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, it feels great. I've never been part of such a great production before, and you can really see how professional they are. We have a whole team of crew here, and it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm everything that contains the word impressed. And, I mean, we have excellent players, we have excellent production, we have great co-workers, and this is just something that is really, really good to have in this community. And there we have our 2 players being mannered, and
not so mannered.
Not so mannered. For the people out there that doesn't speak Swedish, he just said, "I hope you're freezing."
Yeah, it's related to MaddeLisk being... Yeah, she said she was quite ill earlier with a fever and stuff, so that's probably... Why Dash says, but it's with the heart, so yeah, it's with love too.
Yeah, and here we have a pretty standard 15 hatch from MaddeLisk, and quite constructive. I mean, this barracks is so close to his main base, so I mean, this is just going to be a CC after this.
Yeah,
or is it? He has rallied to the gas, and this could just be a 1-base Hellion push.
MaddeLisk did not see that, but I'm pretty sure Dash is going to go for command center and then followed up with a factory just soon after. This is the time where you take the gas on 15 and then go for the command center. It's just to get the early factory, I think, and yeah, it's going to throw down the command center as natural. Quite peculiar that it's not walling, but yeah, this might be quite a tight build, so he's saving a bit of money in the early game.
Yeah, and currently he just landed the barracks and he has not started producing Marines, so he might just actually go for an add-on right here based on his supply depot placement. But I think it's just going to be directly to factory.
Yeah, it's probably going to be that, but I'm quite surprised that it's not being a Marine yet. But yeah, of course, it has to do with the supply and the supply depot finishing up. You know, in MaddeLisk's base, everything seems really normal. She is quite a standard player, so I'm expecting her to just go for a standard macro game, probably get out some Infestors pretty soon.
Yeah, and if we take a look at the ramp on prOpDash's base, we have a reactor, and there's a pause. I wonder what could have been the issue here, but his mouse is messing up a little bit. He is fixing that, although, as the stand-up person that he is, and I believe that we are going to resume this game in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, prOpDash just had some mouse problem, and yeah, it's so far it seems like a normal game from MaddeLisk so far, but Dash is going for some sort of his own style, and I would guess, looking at his mineral count, it's almost up to 400, he's going to throw down another command center and then go for a very, very quick 3 command center. That's at least what I would love to see, because going for a greedy build versus a play like of MaddeLisk's caliber is what he should do, I think, and yeah, that's the 3rd command center.
Yeah, and I mean, MaddeLisk is opening up with a 4-queen opening. This is going to give her enough map control on her half to spread creep and defend against Hellions. And we actually see prOpDash going for a triple CC.
Yeah, it's a triple CC and then with a reactor Hellion. It's a variation of the normal build where you get out the much faster 3rd command center and get your Hellions a little bit later. Also, worth notice, he's not built a single Marine yet. He's going to get his first 2 Marines out right now, so that's something just to note. So, yeah, and we just got informed that we have up to 1,000 views on the stream, which is really impressive, and I'm so happy to hear such good news.
It's such a good announcement. We are a small production, and I believe that we could have had a little more PR, but this is... I want to thank every single person that is out there watching. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching us. We are Mr. Bad Example, and I am Suede, and we are commentating for the University Star League, the season finale of Season 1. And back to the game, we have a Roach Warren under the way for MaddeLisk, and this is probably just going to be a defensive one, but she could actually go for something that Stefano has began to take back, kind of a 2-base Roach Hydra timing.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that we don't see any evolution chambers hit from MaddeLisk. I would have expected to see them go down, and yeah, that one goes down, but I would expect 2 a lot earlier. There's 2 of them, but yeah, still, yeah, this might indicate that she's going to be aggressive after 2 base, since otherwise she would have wanted to go for the other upgrades, I think.
Clearly, MaddeLisk listening into the live feed and hearing everything that our casters are saying, and just doing what we say. And here we have MaddeLisk looking to take a 3rd, and right before the Hellions come into play, and this is excellent timing by her, being able to put that down without any harassment or anything.
Yeah, exactly. She's defending pretty well. Interesting to note here, yeah, I was just going to mention the evolution chambers, that she actually has the option to go for the +1 ranged, but she went for the +1 melee. It's the most standard choice, and yeah, that just indicates she's going to go for a Ling-focused mid-game, probably with Infestors, but she could go for MaddeLisk as well now that the lair is finished.
Yeah, now that she has her roaches out on the map, she's not going to be as scared of these Hellions. These Hellions are more so about map control, but as soon as the roaches are out, they go out of play temporarily, at least until you can clean those up. But, I mean, they are made for just map control and containing the Zerg creep, and with the roaches out, they are just simply nullified.
Yeah, Dash actually made a great choice where he just went for 2 Hellions for some little bit of scouting and map control. And the reason he did that is that he went for such an early 3rd command center as well as the double engineering bay, so he needs to be safe, and that's why he picked up his factory and put it down the tech lab, and then went for siege tank with siege mode. So now he has 2 siege tanks in siege mode.
Oh, but he could kill a couple of drones right here. It has taken down 1. There's another 2, and this is scaling up to be quite the drone fest. He has killed 6 drones as of now.
Wow, getting 6 drones, that's getting so much value out of those 2 Hellions, and 1 actually gets away as well, so
Yeah.
very well played at prOpDash, I think. MaddeLisk has done a quite good job with the Overseer getting in the Changeling in the army, so she knows what's going on, and she probably has an idea now that prOpDash is going for a buy composition, and that's why
and we
she's
see a
throwing down the
Changeling in prOpDash's natural, standing by his Marines, and this gives him, or I'm sorry, this gives her so much free scouting. And this is golden for her. She can look at the Marines and tell if their +1 or combat shield is ready or anything, which +1/+1 is finishing in a matter of seconds. And she can also scout out the tank count and whether or not the third base is down. And look at that. She has actually put on follow on top of the other Marines, so it's harder to scout out which Marine is a Changeling.
Yeah, very well played by MaddeLisk, and doing the very intuitive Zerg choice here, seeing the Terran grab his 3rd, she takes the 4th base of her own, so... And there's the Infestus as well as +2/+2 going out, so I would just love to see a little bit more Infestus and then going for a Hive pretty soon. Just going for an Infestor-Ling mid-game and then going into the quick Hive. That's how I like to play Zerg, and versus Terran I think that's the best. That would be the best choice, especially since Dash is going for a heavy buy composition.
Yeah, both players playing so stable right now. We are seeing MaddeLisk with 73 workers and prOpDash going up to 63 as of now with triple CC production. And both players just powering their economies to their best and taking up as well. This is something I'm really proud of as a Zerg player watching MaddeLisk play, because if we take a look at the previous best of 3 with Fubar, he always made early Evo chambers, but he didn't use them. He started +1/+1 in the last game on Barashir Vestige really late, and they were only halfway done when Njal's last death push just reached the natural. And this is something that's really important. You want to stay on par with your upgrades, especially if you're going for the late game. If you have an earlier upgrade advantage, it's really important because you can defend, you can be offensive, and so on and so on. And the Lings actually just finished Ling Speed.
Yeah, that's really late Ling Speed, but Dash went for such a defensive economic build, so he didn't punish her. He's going for a big macro game, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a push when 2-2 finishes. He's gonna want to go out and clean out the creep, because that's going to be his best timing. When his Marines is 2-2 stim and combat shield, but MaddeLisk does not have Hive tech out yet.
Yeah, but I mean, MaddeLisk, being the player that she is, she has another Changeling in the army of prOpDash, and she sees everything. She sees the upgrades, she sees the combat shield, and she sees the tank count and the timing of the push out as well, and she is offensive with her army, and she can be when she has all of this information.
Yeah, it's going to be a really big 3-base aggression here from Dash, and MaddeLisk is morphing so many banelings. She has a lot of roaches as well, and yeah, she's going to be able to clean this up. I think Dash has to be sieged in this engagement, and the Changeling, as you mentioned, it helps so much. But though Dash is going to try to snipe some Infestus.
Yeah, this is a really tense moment for both of these players. If MaddeLisk lose enough banelings, I mean, prOpDash can just push out and continue with his siege life. But if the baneling hits are sufficient, she can just run in and kill the siege tanks.
Yeah, Dash is doing a great job here, poking around with the Marines. But the thing is that he only has 3 medevacs, and the energy of these 2 medevacs are almost out. So I think MaddeLisk, she has a bird infested. She's going to want to throw down some infested turns to soak up the tank shots, and I think she's going to run in with the Chaperone when she does.
And with all of this happening, we see a small Marine force at the 5th of MaddeLisk's base trying to take out that hatchery, and I believe that they are going to do it. But, I mean, in all other, she's trying to save it, but it is going to be too late, unfortunately. Those Marines...
Oh, Dash needs to target the hatchery.
Oh, it
is 9 HP, Dash! What are you doing? Oh!
Oh my god, that
lives.
was so close. And that hatchery lives with 11 HP at this moment.
Oh,
and
but Dash is going to get a couple of free infestors. That's huge. MaddeLisk needs those infestors, and now she's down to... She doesn't have any infestors at all. That's really huge for Dash. And yeah, he's almost maxed with 2 Marines, and yeah, this is a really strong army.
Dash catching a lot of
MaddeLisk is running in a huge flank with a lot of circlings. The banelings are rolling in, the roaches are streaming in, and I think she's going to clean up this army without any problem. Dash's army is... Yeah, she needs to pick up with it in the dropship, but yeah, MaddeLisk clean that army up.
prOpDash playing at the best of his ability, lifting up the remainder of his army and just trying to salvage as much as he can.
But oh, MaddeLisk goes again. He has so many circlings with 2-2. Dash needs to micro. He needs to fight for his life here, but MaddeLisk simply has too much.
This is so even. I mean, the drop got annihilated at the third of MaddeLisk, and this push has been also forwarded as well with that siege tank. But he needs to lift up the supply depots. He took some extra damage on that siege tank, but all in all, they have both stabilized.
Yeah, but the problem with Dash's push is that he didn't do too much damage while he has not thrown down a fourth command
and he didn't
center.
kill that hatchery. It's so important. If you can kill a hatchery and deny the gas income that she is inevitably trying to get from that hatchery, I mean, that's huge. But, I mean, leaving it with 8 HP, come on, prOpDash. You need to do better than this to get to the semis.
Yeah, but he's doing a really smart push right now. Pushing out with his army to the left while dropping on the right. And, oh no, where did that drop went?
Oh, please stay here and kill that hatchery. Please,
you have to kill that.
And here
but
we
no,
go,
the
Roaches and Lynx.
So many circlings on the Roaches are 2-0, the Lynx are 2-2, and the Marines also 2-2, has some medevacs, but yeah, he's going to try to pick up. MaddeLisk simply has too much stuff.
prOpDash finally finishing off that hatchery and is going into the main, and he's trying to get something done in here. He can take down the Baneling Nest if he wants to. MaddeLisk's forces is currently out in the 4th or in the 3rd, so he could actually do it if given enough targeting.
Oh, and he's sniping for the Baneling Nest. He's going for the Baneling Nest. Really smart play here. He's going to want to gun that down, but meanwhile he has a push to the left as well. While distracting MaddeLisk with the drop in the main. That's so smart from Dash, whose supply is actually going
and the 4th goes
20
down.
up for MaddeLisk. Yeah, it takes down the 4th base as well as the Baneling Nest. And the 5th base already down, so now it's a 3-base economy versus a 3-base economy. But MaddeLisk, look at the production tab, that's 4 Broodlords.
And this is huge for her. If she can conserve her fungals and be able to protect her Broodlords efficiently, this is going to be huge for her. I mean, Broodlords is the siege weapon that you need as Zerg in the late game against the Marine tank. And currently we see 2 starports in the production tab, but no Vikings in the production. So this siege tank line must be broken right now by prOpDash, and he needs to run home quick and produce some Vikings.
Yeah, Dash has to pull back definitely, and MaddeLisk is going to want to push with his army because she's quite behind economically. Now what I think Dash needs to do is he needs to pick up and go for a drop ship, because MaddeLisk's army is so slow.
Oh, and the Broodlords are getting caught out in the open, but a huge fungal!
Those fungals, man! But I think all the Broodlords are going to go down, but so is prOpDash's whole army. Meanwhile, Dash's 4th base, that's such a huge force of circles erosion for MaddeLisk.
Oh, and she's going to intercept prOpDash when he's on siege, and this is huge for prOpDash.
Oh, the Zerg is coming from all the flanks. The medevacs are many, but that's not enough. He's out and creeping. Wow, this is turning into such a nail-biter. Such low supply for both players, and Dash has to pull back.
If we take a look at the production tab, we actually have an Ultralisk cavern finishing for MaddeLisk, and that is in the main base. And I don't know if she's going to be able to use this effectively, but I mean, being a siege breaker, the Ultralisk is an awesome thing to have in this moment. And there we have chitinous plating underway, and I mean, if she uses this correctly, that could just be devastating.
Yeah, but I think MaddeLisk is going in for the summer right now. She has a lot of Baneys, a lot of Zerglings, and she flanked. Dash is not siege, he needs to split up his Marines. The Thor is circling so much Baneys in front, but it needs to micro its Marines. We need to see Marine King splitting right here.
So many Marines going down to those Banelings, and I don't think actually that MaddeLisk did enough
the Banelings! Oh, MaddeLisk is breaking the 3rd base of Dash, and she's capping the production right now. I think she's gonna break through and kill a lot of SCVs right here, and I don't think there's much Dash can do. He's trying to gather his Marines to the natural, but
we see 52 workers have been killed during of this game, and now we see the Infestors joining the fray, and we have more Zerg units being rallied across the map. We see the 4th base being reconstructed by MaddeLisk, and this is just looking like relentless pressure from her.
Oh,
and a huge fungal probably.
Oh, the fungals of the SCVs and the Marines. I think this is going to be GG. So beautiful with the MaddeLisk burying the Infestors and then fungaling the whole army, throwing it down to Infestors just for good measure. Dash is down. Almost 100 supply, and I don't think that's much he can do. MaddeLisk is playing so well right now.
4 Ultralisk is currently on the field, and we see 54 Zerglings in the production tab, and all of this is just going to rally across the map and go for a last shove at the Terran base.
Yeah, Dash, he's trying to establish this kind of cheesy 3rd base at the left but yeah, there's not much he can do right now. All those Marines and Medivacs are so low, but actually... Oh, and here's the ultra-list.
Oh, and this is probably going to spell out the end for prOpDash with those ultras. Those ultras being with 6 armor and 3
GG,
attack.
well played!
And there we have
prOpDash.
prOpDash.
So well played by MaddeLisk. I'm really impressed by her.
prOpDash going up 1-0 in this best of 3, and that was just so amazing play from both players. No, I'm sorry, MaddeLisk going up 1-0.
Yeah, of course, MaddeLisk 1-0 after that. That was an amazing macro game. Dash actually went for the big 3-base push instead of... I think the mistake is that he didn't prioritize going for 3-3. He didn't go for that immediately when he could, and he didn't have a 4th command center to follow that up, so it was almost like a big 3-base all-in.
Yeah, I mean, all of those timings just stack up against each other. If you're free SLAs, after we spoke with MaddeLisk's and Fubar's upgrades on the Evo chambers, it really messes up your late game, and this was a late game scenario with both players just going for this relentless 3 and 4 base attack. And I mean, Startail Bomber does it better, prOpDash does it good.
Yeah.
But MaddeLisk, damn girl, you play so
MaddeLisk
good.
does it even better, yeah. When Dash took out the Baneling Nest as well as the 5th and the 4th base for MaddeLisk, I think he had a very good shot at the game. I thought almost he was going to win right there. But then MaddeLisk managed to just scramble together a lot of Zerglings, Banelings and Roaches and just break the 3rd base of Dash when he didn't have any siege tanks sieged up. So, yeah, that was very well played by MaddeLisk and a really good game, I think.
prOpDash really showed a wide array of multitasking skills. He actually was doing a simultaneous drop as well as pushing on the 4th, I believe, at one point. And this was just really tasking, maxing out MaddeLisk's APM and everything like that is extremely important. If you try to harass at many points, most people try to actually forget the main push that is coming at your base. And he actually managed to take out the 5th and the 4th base at the same time in that particular moment.
Yeah, he did that very well. But now we are into game number 2 in this best of 3.
And it is on Cloud Kingdom.
Yes, and in the top right corner here on Cloud Kingdom, from Team Property, give it up for Dash.
Look at that t-shirt, man.
Yeah, that's a very good t-shirt.
Yeah,
I warmed it up for him.
He is actually playing for KTH Kista, and another KTH player, extremely well mannered. But in the bottom left, we have our blue Zerg player playing for Stockholm University. Give it up for Millennium's MaddeLisk.
Yeah, she's actually looking really calm.
Yeah.
After that game, I wouldn't be so calm, but as she's a pretty experienced player, so she probably has her nerves under control.
Remember, she is 6, so she might just be high on cough syrup or something.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I would if I were having a bad day with my throat. But then again, she is simply cold, according to prOpDash. And I mean, these players are equally playfully BM, but they, as stated in the pre-interview, they have a lot of respect for each other as players. Oh, and here we have a weird scouting pattern for the SCV, but
I think that's a scouting pattern? No. Oh.
The Overlord actually sees the props it back.
That must have been so close. He's going to find the barracks now, and I think, yeah, the thing is Dash going to try to get them finished? You can micro your SCVs, but yeah, MaddeLisk saw that. Wow, that's so huge. Dash trying to go for the 11-11 sheets on this map, but... Oh? Who? Oh! He needs to attack. Oh, he got the drone, but yeah, if he gets up the barracks, it's still just going to be one barrack, so...
I mean, inevitably, this is just going to transition into a one-racks expand. And, I mean, it is barracks in the middle of the map, but essentially he just made MaddeLisk go pool first.
But MaddeLisk could use that to her advantage if she realizes what's going on, because this is a really early pool, and if she builds 6 Zerglings right now and just runs them into Dash's main, there's nothing at all he can do. He has not wall, his barracks and his marines are going to be in the middle of the map, so yeah, if MaddeLisk realizes what's going on and just goes aggressive for Dash's base, she's just gonna be in a really good spot.
Yeah, and right now we see prOpDash trying to put down a bunker, and I am aware that MaddeLisk is actually being able to scout this, and I mean, Zerglings coming out right now, and there's just simply nothing that prOpDash can do. He has to cancel this bunker.
Dash needs to get a Marine home ASAP. If MaddeLisk just runs her Zerglings to Dash's main, there's not much he can do. Oh, when he loses one Marine, and he needs to micro for his life right now.
And I mean, this is an intense micro battle, but the essential part here is for prOpDash to lift up, get home, and wall off. And right now he is constructing a barracks, trying to get that complete wall off so he can just be safe. And I mean, this is essentially what he needs to do to stop this aggression from MaddeLisk. She has produced a lot of Zerglings, currently just producing 2 queens. And I mean, it is a bad spot, but it isn't a hugely advantage for MaddeLisk.
No, but MaddeLisk didn't actually... She went for an early pool and for a lot of Zerglings, so it's not that safe actually. And yeah, Dash needs to put a lot of SCVs to actually repair this wall. The depot is going to go up, but he needs to repair this. With the Zerglings hating it.
There's a lot of surface area on top of that barrack, so I believe that she might actually do quite some damage and might actually get that burning before it finishes.
Yeah, she's not going to destroy any of these buildings, but it's still going to do a lot of damage in lost mining time as well as costing minerals to repair. So yeah, she's doing a lot of damage now, even if it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah, MaddeLisk although has to get out of there as soon as we get a repair on this, and she is just flying ahead in the worker tab. She is right now 23 to 17 workers, and she is just massing up that gas bank as we speak.
Yeah, she's going for the double gas right now, and I would love to see her go aggressive from here. She knows that Dash has 2 barracks and just expanded, and yeah, if MaddeLisk would go for some sort of bailing or roach play, it could be huge, but oh, is she gonna get up the ramp?
I don't believe it.
The reactor, she's gonna get in.
She got into his base. This is huge for MaddeLisk.
Yeah, he needs to gun on the Marine, so Dash is microing really well, but I think MaddeLisk is gonna get 1 Marine, but yeah, Dash is going to clean this up. However, Dash killed, I think he killed an SCV and got a lot of mining time as well, so yeah, that was probably worth it for prOpDash as well. But we can see MaddeLisk going for a really quick lair. What do you think this is going to be?
Oh, and we see a roach warren in the production tab and the lair, and this is something that she did the last time they met, and it was just relentless pressure and just continuing until he broke. He actually went for a particularly greedy opening last time. He went for triple CC as well as a hidden CC, actually on this very map. And I mean, the roach warren, he's just going to march up that ramp, especially now that he is producing Hellions out of all things. So it looks like we are going to see a 2-0 from MaddeLisk.
Yeah, if MaddeLisk just pumps out a lot of roaches from here, there's not much prOpDash is going to be able to do. He needs to go for some siege tanks and some marauders pretty quickly. However, he has the tech club on the barracks, so he might be going.
Oh, but he lifted the barracks. He's not
going
going to bring any marauders anytime soon.
But he's going to go for the siege tanks quickly, so that's really good for him. But yeah, he also scouts quite late third base for MaddeLisk, so he knows that something is up. However, with the lair finished and the roaches on the way, yeah, that's the clear reconstitution. I was almost thinking it could be a Nidus for MaddeLisk. I would love to see that, but yeah, it's more likely just going to be the speed roaches and the aggression.
We also have to remember that MaddeLisk isn't all in. She has a third base on the way, and that is such an important thing in this situation. She could just go for a triple gas, and just bust him with roaches, but she isn't. She's going for the macro alternative as well. Meanwhile, she is going to put on hyper aggression right now with these roaches and 20 lings in the production tab, and ling speed is going to finish right as they pop.
Yeah, a lot of roaches and a lot of Zerglings with Zergling and roach speed. Dash scouts what's going on. There's a couple of roaches coming, but he might need to even abandon his natural.
We see a bunker under construction at the natural on prOpDash's base, but I mean, this isn't going to be finished as MaddeLisk is going to get to the natural.
Yeah, MaddeLisk is going right now. Siege tech is 5 seconds will be done. If Dash can siege in a great spot, he might be okay, but there's so many Zerglings and Dash does not have a wall. It's
there
completely
is no
open.
wall into the main, and I don't know if MaddeLisk knows this. If she knew, she would probably just go right up into the main base and try to take out as many SCVs.
Yeah, she does get the bunker, but there's 2 siege tanks siege up, so yeah, and that's the Marauder as well, so she's probably going to hold this, but meanwhile behind this, MaddeLisk has 63 versus 33 workers. He's going for the +1 armor as well as the Baning Lest, so yeah, she's not all in at all. And yeah, Dash managed to hold it, but still lost a lot of SCVs, and MaddeLisk is in a great spot.
If we take a look at the natural of prOpDash, if we take a look at the SCV count, it's really, really low. And now take a quick look on MaddeLisk's third. That's a third base, and it's full of drones. And this is just spelling out the name of the game right now. And this is looking horrendously for prOpDash. He is on 2 bases. He has got double SCV production, but he isn't muling. Now he dropped the mules a little bit late, but I mean, he is so far behind. He needs to put down that third CC in his main and
He
try
has the
to...
third CC.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. He needs to try to transfer some SCVs from the main into the natural. Right now he's inefficient with the way that it looks, and he's going to run out from the main mineral line anytime now.
Yeah, but just look at the different tech in production. prOpDash is producing 1 tank and 3 marines at a time, while MaddeLisk is sitting on 1, 2, 3, soon to be 5 hatcheries, as well as going up to Infestus +1/+1 speed baneling, speed roaches, and maybe even going for the hive soon. So MaddeLisk is really far ahead in both tech and production right now.
And we see pathogen glands and +2 for ground units being produced, and the infestors are just going to be disastrous for prOpDash in this game. And I'm quite fearing that this might just be the end of our dear Terran player from Team Property.
Yeah, MaddeLisk again doing a great job with the Overseer and the Changelings. Got a really good idea of what's going on. Runs in with a lot of Zerglings. The siege tank placement for that is actually really good. So
Nice supply people, Micro. He did manage to get up that wall in time, so MaddeLisk's run by was forwarded. But I don't know if MaddeLisk actually is being efficient as of now. She's producing a lot of latents and not focusing all that much on her macro, and especially when I say it, there is 12 drones in the production tab, and we have a 4th and we have a 5th base.
yeah, 12 drones on the hive. That's just what MaddeLisk needs right now. She's going to be at 78 drones, which is a perfect number, I would say. After that, she just needs to... I think she just should just turtle on these 5 bases, go for the Infestus, go for the Brewlords, and I mean, there's nothing prOpDash can do. He has to wait in his base. He's so defensive. He doesn't even have Stim or Combat Shield. Stim is going to be done soon, but Combat Shield isn't even started. So, yeah, prOpDash needs to be defensive for a really long time right now, and yeah, MaddeLisk is just free to do whatever she wants.
Yeah, and I mean, prOpDash doesn't even have medevacs yet, and that is so disastrous for him. He needs medevacs to heal up his army that has been hurt in previous engagements, and that is so important as a Terran player under pressure. Medevacs with energy, all units with energy, are what you want in a more longer game, a longer fight. I mean, you can use them and they can recharge, especially medevacs with the healing that they have. I mean, you're a Terran player, you love healing, right?
I love healing, it's
I love
the best.
healing too. I mean,
Yeah, Transfuse, and that's cool too.
Transfuse is
You
also
have heal as well.
really good. I mean, Transfuse being another ability that heals a lot of HP. And, I mean,
Yeah, look at
that
this.
is the Zerg answer, and this is a Terran mule. Oh, look at MaddeLisk. She watched the Fubar match, and there we have some bird banelings.
Yeah, and she's also doing a really smart job with burrowing links around the map to get vision. That's very, very clever. And I just took a look at the supplies. We see Dash with 1/1 Marines without combat shield and a couple of tanks and even no medevacs. And MaddeLisk is soon going to be maxed with 2/2 cracklings as well as Infestus. I mean, if she just pushes when she's maxed, there's nothing prOpDash can do, I think.
Yeah, I mean, prOpDash has gotten up his macro, and he is continuously producing medevacs, but the Spire for MaddeLisk is soon to be done, and the Greater Spire is undoubtedly going to go down right after that.
60 Zerglings on the way there, and now MaddeLisk is maxed. The Ultralis Cavern is down as well as the Spire, so MaddeLisk also has banked almost 2k gas since she's been sitting uninterrupted on these 5 bases. So
MaddeLisk have 185 Zerglings on the field.
is that a record for UniSL?
I have no idea, but it's
Might
a
be.
lot of Zerglings. And here we see a big red line for prOpDash when he moves out of his third base. And I believe he's going to try to do something with this 2/2 timing, but it's quite soon already. I mean, it is 20 seconds until that upgrade finishes. And this just might be a
MaddeLisk is running in, there's so many Zerglings, oh my god! He's zooming in with 200 Zerglings, he's just gonna clean up his own from prOpDash. He wasn't sieged, but there's nothing you can do. Adrenal Glands is not even finished, and this Oh, MaddeLisk is still maxed with 66 Zerglings in the production tab. That's such a huge engagement.
And prOpDash actually lost all of his army before 2-2 for ground army and before +1 for...
Oh, that's so many Zerglings. Oh my god.
Oh, so many Banelings.
Oh,
We see
50 Banelings!
50 Banelings in the production tab. We have 5 Corruptors and the Greater Spire going. And we have the Kindness plating for UltraLisk. MaddeLisk is just going to win this game with style. And there we have it. Banelings rolling into the fur.
Rolling! So many Banelings! It's going to kill siege tank with Banelings, and that's what happens if you let a Zerg sit on 5 bases interrupted. He's running in yet, he's not going to be able to kill him because prOpDash did a double drop at MaddeLisk's 4th base, but yeah, he's still going to clean that drop up, and MaddeLisk is playing so well right now. I'm super impressed.
This is excellent play by MaddeLisk, and actually really good play by prOpDash, trying to do the best that with what he has. But I mean, MaddeLisk has been ahead on the macro, has been ahead on bases, and is ahead on upgrades, and her tech is impeccable. I believe she has almost everything except for like Hydras. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, as I said, she's sitting on 10 gases right now, and has been doing so for like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. She has so much gas. You can take all the tech she wants. You can produce so much.
With 10 gases, you get 1,000. How much gas?
Never do math on a live stream.
I believe it is 100 gas a minute, so I believe we have 1,600 gas a minute. No, I'm sorry,
1,000 gas a minute.
Fuck it. And here we have a drop going into the natural of MaddeLisk, but this is just going to die to the silly little Zerglings with... I mean, they have +2 attack and +3 armor, and they are so fast and free.
Yeah, Adrenal Glands as well, and those Cracklings doing so much damage. Meanwhile, MaddeLisk's army, this is so scary. She has 5 Broodlords out, she has... Yeah, a lot of Infestors as well, and that's just so many Zerglings, so there's no way Dash can run in. However, she's a bit lacking on the Infestors and the Corruptors, so prOpDash's Vikings can actually take out these Broodlords.
Yeah, I mean, prOpDash has a good production underway. He is producing 4 Medevacs at the time, which is excellent, and he is producing 4s. And, oh my god, he is actually getting 3 shots on these Broodlords, and all of the Broodlords are actually going down. But meanwhile, I mean, MaddeLisk is doing excellently and
he's trying to snipe some Infestors, but yeah, no way with those Banelings and Zerglings there. Meanwhile, at Dash's 4th, he tried to take it with the command center and sent the SVs over there, but that's the burrowed Zerglings from MaddeLisk, and yeah, Dash actually landed the Vikings on the Banelings, which was really cute micro to see, but yeah, still 124 Zerglings with 4 UltraLisks on the way. I think MaddeLisk is going to take this game, but Dash is actually maxed with 2-2 on his Marines, so nothing is over yet.
Dash with a little group of Marines trying to get into the 5th base of MaddeLisk and not trying...
Yeah, MaddeLisk running in such a beautiful flank with the Zerglings from behind.
Oh
Dash
my god,
does not have enough tanks.
Is so beautiful for MaddeLisk.
And that's the UltraLisk as well. There's so many Zerglings. Who could believe Zerglings are these good? Dash has many Vikings, but that is nothing against the UltraLisk Zergling composition of MaddeLisk. She's breaking through Dash's main base. Meanwhile, on the production tab, we still see 4 UltraLisk and 22 Zerglings. And yeah, MaddeLisk is breaking through. She's soon going to camp the production of Dash. And I think expect GG in a second now with the Infestors and the UltraLisk coming in from the front.
MaddeLisk is just annihilating the mineral line of the...
GG, well played! So well played from MaddeLisk. That was such a beautiful game. Wow. To be honest, I didn't really think MaddeLisk looked so hot after the games yesterday. But after this series, man, she's just gonna win it. There's no one who's even playing close to her level.
MaddeLisk proving her skill and just proving why she is on Team Millennium. And this is such a good thing. And we are actually going to head directly to the main stage. And let's see what Ina has to say.
Thank you. Wow, that was really impressive with the fever and all. How are you feeling now?
I'm not feeling very good right now, actually.
Oh, well, in the first game, there was a lot of back and forth overall. How do you feel about that game?
I just feel like I was really bad at defending versus drops. Like, I'm not usually that bad, so...
That was really good multitasking from Dash as well.
I don't know. I should be able to handle it a lot better, so I'm a bit disappointed.
Okay, well, you still won. So in the second game, when you scouted at Barak, what were you thinking?
Like, okay, I just put down my 15 pool and he can't do anything. So.
Let's just deal with it. Like,
yeah, yeah, he couldn't do anything.
So you made it to the semifinals. There's you and 3 other Terrans. What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
I'm happy there is no Protoss player, so I wish for some Zergs actually, because my CvC is my strongest matchup.
And you're going to face Njal in the first semifinal. How do you think that's going to go?
I don't know anything about him, so
Okay. Well, congratulations again. It's wonderful to see you play
I
so
have to
well.
say also that, you know, Dash was talking about this. Last time we were playing, I was really cold, so I bought this heating blanket, a USB one, and that saved me this, this much.
Okay, that's great. Congratulations for winning, and it's going to be great to see you in the semifinals.